Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be continuing our Noob to Godly series in Dungeon Quest. Now in the last episode, we covered the Gilded Skies dungeon, and today we're going to be going through Yokai Peak. Now if you guys like this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. Now let's get started. So from where we left off on the series, this is our current loadout. I have a green Oathsworn Warrior helmet, a blue Oathsworn Warrior armor, and a purple Oathsworn halberd. I also have a blue Warrior Technique ring and a purple Warrior Hella Power ring. Now, normally while this set isn't actually that good, because Yokai Peak has so little HP compared to Gilded Skies, at least on the old balance of course, I think this all actually should be enough to beat Yokai Peak. So yeah, nothing else to say. Let's jump right into a dungeon and see how we do. And here we are. Now if you guys remember the rules that I stated in episode 1, this is actually the first dungeon where I'm not bringing my ult with me. So that means their HP and damage are going to be their base values. Now if you guys remember the huge balance changes that Voldex has made before I started this Noob to Godly, Yokai Peak is the only dungeon that actually got a small buff. So that means with my HP, it's probably going to kill me in one shot. But anyways, let's just get started. So I'm going to follow a same strategy that I did when I beat Yokai Peak with Gilded Skies items. Because the goal of that strategy was to kill the minions in 4 cycles, since that was actually very possible. But seems like these pincer warriors are also going to take an extra cycle for me to kill. And I also forgot that they can get stuck on that little bridge up there, so that's going to be really annoying to kill. Okay, we actually got through that far easier than I thought it would. I mean, I guess I beat this without using inner focus and inner rage, so I guess I shouldn't really expect that much. Okay, the first boss. I'm not sure how the cycle will play out because my damage ratio is overall lower than I would be with the old balance, but I'll just keep the basic fundamentals of this boss in mind. Oddly enough, when Tatsu does this attack, I have no clue why Voldex added a safe spot in the center. That just makes the move completely obsolete, because normally that would be a really big challenge to avoid. Okay. Okay, well, I hate how that stupid whirlwind always damages you. I mean, I know it deals a very little damage, but it's still annoying that it kills me. Okay, that's a bad move for him to use. Okay, so I don't remember the specific time milestones we're supposed to have on these, but I died once so far, so that might say a lot. Second boss. Now this guy normally would be really hard, but if you saw my video of Yokai Peak with Gilded Skies items, there's actually a cheese you can do with this guy, and if you just stay away from him, all he'll do is just that spinning attack. Now normally this guy would be a nightmare because he gives you, if you're too close to him or a little bit far from him, then he'll give you an anti-healing effect, which will constantly damage you over time. Now for some reason, when the Abyssal Void update, Voldex actually broke the anti-healing effect, so you can actually heal straight through it. I have no clue what they did, but yep, apparently that's a thing. Oh my god, I forgot how annoying those circles are. I also kind of gotta get lucky with his spin direction because I gotta make sure that he doesn't spin towards where I'm going. Otherwise, I can just keep circling this guy and all he'll do is just keep spinning at me. Okay, we died once again, but now we're going to move on to one of the harder parts of this dungeon. Or should I say, one of the more annoying parts, because the Yokai Sorcerers only move if you're really far away, and they're Their speed is basically the same as the standard mage enemies. Looks like I killed them in 4 cycles as well, so that's fine. Okay, I'm pretty sure this isn't enough time to beat the dungeon. We need at least 3 minutes on the main boss to kill it because of how much HP it has. Oh, that deals way less damage than I thought it would. I thought it would melt me. Oh, these lasers. Okay, we got through that with much more time than I thought, but this still isn't enough time to beat the boss. Let's just see how far we get, and then maybe we can determine if our damage is enough to beat the dungeon at all. Okay, it's a good thing that doesn't kill me instantly. Oh my god, my HP regen is too slow. Now, one big part about Sarugami that makes him difficult, at least on the first phase, is you have to get these rocks to block the big shockwave over here, because this is the only way you survive it. And that can be easier said than done, because the hitbox of these rocks are a lot smaller than they look. And when you have minions chasing you, it's definitely a lot harder. Okay, I think we did okay. We died 4 times in total. So I think it might be possible, because with 4 deaths, that gives me about an extra minute, and I got him to like half HP. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try again and see if we get a better run. And if I get a deathless run and I don't beat it, then I'll have to go back to Gilded Skies to get better items. Okay, so let's do another run. Okay, this time I'm going to try using inner on all the stages, because I don't think using no inner is gonna help me very much, since I kill these guys in 5 cycles anyways. Actually, now thinking about it, it might be better to use no inner on it, because I killed those summoners quicker. I'm not sure how much of a difference it could make though, but we'll see. Oh, of course you have to do that. Okay, I missed 1 totem. Of course I did. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, seems like I need to learn this cycle again, because his cycle changes depending on how much damage you deal to him in a certain amount of time. And I'm still too used to the cycle that happened when I beat this dungeon using Gilded Skies items. So yeah, I need to get used to that cycle again. So since our time is worse, there's no chance we're going to be able to beat it this run. So I'm going to give it a restart and let's see if we do better. Hey, we got through Tatsu without dying this time. Now let's see if we can beat this time. Oh, Gregg time. Now since my ult is gone, I should be able to kill Gregg easily, because with 2 players, Gregg will have about 50 to 60% more HP. Oh yeah, we can definitely kill this guy. Oh, we're so close to being able to one-shot him, or one-cycle him. I think Gregg will get a lot harder when we get to Abyssal Void because of just his HP. It is not possible to one-cycle him, I think. And hey, we got blue warrior armor, so we can use that to get to Nightmare. That is, if we can beat this before I get to 05. Now, the gear I have going into Nightmare isn't going to be as important, because I believe you just need a green Oni set with a blue or purple tier 2 weapon. So yeah, we'll just have to see how we do. I just need to keep the base fundamentals in mind, so that I need to kill the high HP minions in 5 cycles. Given that amount, I should be able to beat the dungeon. And by high HP minions, I mean the pincer warriors and the yokai shoguns. Those are the most important minions that I need to kill in 5 cycles. Okay, we do have more time on here. I didn't die a single time this run, so this should give us a good chance to be able to beat it. Okay, boss time. Now our time is still a little bit iffy. Even though we didn't die a single time yet, I'm still keeping an eye on the time to see if we have... Oh my god. Hopefully that one death doesn't cost me the game, because just like all other dungeons, it takes like 17.5 seconds. Okay, our time is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm not sure if that's enough. Oh my... Okay, I got really lucky there that I didn't get sandwiched. Because the bosses all deal about 800 to 900 M on Insane, and on Nightmare they deal 1B. So one thing I remember, if you guys remember me talking about it, is the Lava Stalker here actually deals no damage for some reason. And why am I walking straight into that? But yeah, the Lava Stalker doesn't deal any damage. Even though it has its hitboxes and stuff, it doesn't hurt you for some reason. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, it looks like if we don't die at all, then it might be possible. I died like 2, maybe 3 times-ish, and that gives me just barely enough time to kill the boss. So I'm just gonna keep trying it because I don't think it's worth going back into Gilded Skies and grinding more hours just to get better items. So yeah, I'm just gonna try again and hopefully we get some lucky run. Yes, I did it! Okay, that took me 2 hours to do. Oh my goodness. Okay, we finally beat this. Alright, we got some pretty good items actually. So yeah, we finally beat this. That's probably a lot harder than I probably gave it credit for. But hey, we did it. Alright, let's get back to lobby and see what we got. Okay, so what I was able to pull, I got a blue Oni warrior armor and a gray Station Crescent. This actually is still pretty good. I'm not sure if we can run Nightmare using just these two, especially unupgraded, but at least we're gonna have a much easier time grinding Yokai Peak with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to upgrade my armor as much as I can. Then I think I'm just gonna continue grinding, and it looks like I need to buy another XP boost. Now, the problem with Yokai Peak, it's not actually that hard, but it is hard if everything kills you instantly and they are like not easy to dodge. So yeah, that's basically it. So I'm going to grind as much as I can, and I'll meet you guys back here when I'm level 205. Okay, it's been about 3 hours or so, and I was able to pull a purple warrior armor, but otherwise I didn't really get anything super special. Now while this set may seem good for Yokai Peak Nightmare, with the buffs that Voldex gave it, I mentioned I need to deal 15.8 to Q. And with Blade Barrage, my minimum damage, at least with Inner Rage, is about 11 Q-ish. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some more insane runs just to grab some more gold to upgrade my set, because I feel like if I fully upgrade this, I'll be able to reach the milestone. So I'll get back to grinding. Okay, it's been about 7 runs, and from my runs I was able to pull a purple warrior helmet. So the spot is actually okay. It could be better though. I also got roughly 16 billion gold, and I also got a few nightmare items from Gregg. So it's overall a pretty good job, and the helmet should boost my damage by quite a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop into Nightmare and then see if we can beat it. And here we are. So I'm hoping that we are able to kill them in 5 cycles at least, while killing most of the other minions in 4 or less cycles, hopefully. So yeah, let's get started and see how we do. So I'm going to be trying to switch to dual spells to kill them all really quickly, and this is basically the same strategy that I've adapted from my Yokai Peak Nightmare using Gilded Skies items video. And it looks like with my damage I just barely 5 cycled them. So oh wait, oh okay, so apparently that deals 1.2B-ish. But it looks like I might need to go back into the Insane to upgrade my gear more, because killing the Tidewalkers in 5 cycles is a pretty big downside. Now you probably noticed I have Triple Quake in my inventory, and I've actually been mainly using Blade Barrage, because if you guys remember from when Voldex made this dungeon, Triple Quake is absolute garbage. Okay, I have no clue what I was doing there. But the main reason I don't like Triple Quake is because its range is really bad, and it also takes 3 seconds to use. So it's basically Shatter Strike, but worse. Seems like I'm gonna have to use no inner for most of these stages, because I just need that extra 20% damage. Okay, just looking at our time, we definitely don't have enough time to beat this run. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try another run and see if we can get further. And from there, maybe I can determine if my gear is actually good enough or if I need to get better items. Because the main hurdle right now is I just don't have gold to upgrade my gear. So yeah, let's get into another run and see if we do better. Okay, so we got pretty far this run, but I've actually made a big mistake in my calculation. I'm supposed to be able to kill most groups in 4 cycles, which means my damage needs to be about 16Q. So I guess I'm gonna go back into Insane and grind some more, and I'll see you then. Okay, I did about 5 runs, and that netted me around 10 billion gold, and I just put it all on my helmet because I feel like upgrading armor has a bigger impact on damage than it would be if you're upgrading a weapon. I still think it's possible, but let me try switching one of my rings around. Here, I'm going to try to increase my boss damage as much as possible, because increasing minion damage is not going to help at all if I kill them in the same amount of cycles. So let's give it another try and see if we can beat it this time. Okay, I'm just gonna restart. There's no way we can beat this with 10 minutes remaining from here. So I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try optimizing my strategy on the first boss. But anyways, let's just try again. Okay, maybe one problem I'm doing is I'm playing too recklessly because I'm trying to save as much time as possible, and I was pretty clumsy this run. So yeah, this run is basically a loss. So I'm going to try again. I think I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did on Insane. I'm just gonna keep trying it until I beat it. But if it is absolutely not possible, then I'm gonna go back into Insane and just get more gold and upgrade my gear. So let's try another run. Let's go! That took me 5 hours, dude. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did it. Oh my god. Okay, I was literally about to give up on that run because Sarugami was just ponying me, man. Okay, we finally got this nightmare over with. I don't even care that we got trash because there's still other loot sources that we can get. So I'm going to make an adjustment to the rules, and I'll show you them when I get back to lobby. And we're back. So I mentioned earlier I would make an adjustment to the rules because now I'm realizing gold is a major issue. And as you can see, it took me 5 hours to beat Yokai Peak Nightmare with this set. And I'm already level 209, so this took a really long time for me to beat. And we're going to be struggling for Yokai Peak Nightmare loot. So I'm going to be adding the following rules to the list. So first of all, I will now be allowed to use my alt to upgrade my gear because it's clear I will never get enough gold to max out my set before I reach the next difficulty, if at all. Secondly, when we reach Abyssal Void, I will now be allowed to get 1 daily reward or 1 boss raid just to get some extra items. Because to beat Abyssal Void, I'm now realizing you need a blue Akuma set with a legendary, and with my level, that is definitely not possible to reach. Even if I spend an extra day or so on Yokai Peak Nightmare, I'm willing to bet that I don't have the luck to get that. So now that we're out of Yokai Peak Nightmare, we can now do our boss raid. Now I'm not going to do tier 5 today because, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, you need a purple station set with a purple tier 3 weapon from Nightmare to just barely be able to beat tier 5. So I'm just going to be sticking to tier 4 raids in this video. But don't worry, when we reach Abyssal Void, we'll definitely be doing some tier 5 raids. So yeah, I'll do my raids and I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured I should record one full run of Yokai Peak Nightmare because I'm not sure if I explained it earlier, because I cut out basically most of my runs because of how long it took. But the main reason why Yokai Peak Nightmare is so hard is because Triple Quake is literally the worst spell to ever exist. Like, there's a few runs where I wasted a lot of time because I just couldn't get the clunkiness of the spell, and its short range definitely didn't help either. So that is kind of why I resorted to just using Blade Barrage on the final boss, because even though it deals less damage, it has way more range and it deals all damage at once. So yeah. Now when Yokai Peak first released, I did regard Chainstorm as one of the best spells. Even though all the Yokai Peak spells were garbage except for Rift Beam, I think Chainstorm was a really good spell, or at least conceptually a good spell. The only reason it was pretty bad is because it had an 8-second cooldown and it took 2 seconds to charge up before it dealt damage. All the other spells, on the other hand, had really janky hitboxes, and that was kind of the reason why I don't like using them. And I think everyone can say the same thing. It's not really because their damage is much lower or anything, it's because they're a lot harder to use. Now, despite Chainstorm being good, I can't use it on every stage because for some reason, if I were to attack this group, some minions would not be affected by the Chainstorm. And the technical reason behind that is Chainstorm is not like Chain Lightning, where if it chains to 2 enemies, then whichever enemy was chained the last will chain the next enemy. If you don't get it, then I apologize, but I kind of know the technical reason for it. Oh, these fans actually shoot out way faster than all the other staffs in the older dungeons. Okay, we have 12 minutes here. That's not as much time as I thought I would have, but at least it's a big improvement. So yeah, you can see here how big of an advantage Chainstorm has because 1, you don't have to aim, and 2, it actually has overall more range than Spinning or Triple Quake. Because as you see right here, I can just aim like that, and I could be like sorting my inventory and stuff, and I can still hit them all at once. This is the biggest advantage to Chainstorm. And Spinning Blade Smash, you can do the same, but I do think Chainstorm is better than Spinning Blade Smash because Spinning Blade Smash is just pretty slow. Now, I do think Spinning Blade Smash is the best spell for warriors in Yokai Peak, but I think there are like 3 mage spells that beat that spell anyways, so warrior is at a huge disadvantage. But of course, I already talked about my insight about all the spells in Yokai Peak already on my channel, so if you want to know more, then you can refer back to that video. Okay. So I've mentioned earlier, I like to run around the arena to avoid Sangor jumping on top of me, because sometimes that red circle is undodgeable, and as I mentioned in an older video, the red circle, the first one will deal normal damage, but the second one inside will not deal any damage at all. Now, whether it's intentional that it deals damage or not is up to you, but personally, I refuse to believe that it was intentional that it doesn't deal damage. Because if it wasn't intentional, then why the heck is it visual? Man, I don't know what Voldex is thinking when they made these orbs, because although they have a really thin hitbox compared to all the other mage skills, it actually has the same, if not slightly more range than Jade Rain. So that means even as a noob, you can literally aggro these minions from light years away. That's the biggest advantage with Mage. With Warrior, you do have the 3-hit combo thing, but Mage also has that. So there's no advantage if you're meleeing as a Warrior compared to as a Mage. In fact, Mage actually does have an advantage, because if I was like out of the arena and Lunaru was like next to this bell, I would still be able to hit him. When Warrior, I would not be able to, and I could just whittle down his health if I had enough damage. Okay, we have a little under 5 minutes. That should be enough time. So let me just test something real quick. I want to see how much range Chainstorm actually has. Yeah, so I can basically reach him from... Oh my goodness. So basically the third red circle that he puts, Chainstorm is actually able to outrange that by maybe just a little bit. But with Triple Quake, you can't hit him at all from that range. So Mage has Mage has a massive advantage over Warriors in this dungeon. And I think I've mentioned that like a million times, and I think everyone else who's reviewed Yokai Peak also says that. Like the warrior spells in this dungeon, like what was Voldex thinking when they made Mage dominate over warrior in every way? Okay, good thing I got him out of that. I really didn't want him to roar at the ground, because all the rocks over here are in one place. I also wonder why Voldex never bothered to fix those fire imps to never throw barrels at you, because that would make this guy a lot harder. And also, these guys just stand here doing nothing with like 3 QI HP. The Chainstorm can be a little annoying. As you saw there, it didn't target Saturagami. And if it was Chain Lightning, like exactly how it functions, then it would have been able to hit him, but it did not. Anyways, we beat him, and we got more mage things and garbage. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue grinding, and I'll meet you guys back when I'm level 210. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Noob to Godly. We managed to get through Yokai Peak even though it took me a lot longer to beat it. Now I've added 2 more rules to the series, and I will update the playlist accordingly. But when we come back next time, we're going to be covering the final dungeon of Dungeon Quest, Abyssal Void. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.